For our second Applying Psychological Concepts to Real Life, we were asked to read the segment, Should Women Who Use Drugs During Pregnancy Be Rehabilitated or Face Legal Action? This scenario shares a notable problem, women taking drugs during pregnancy, and it asks the questions about which approach is better at resolving the problem, punishment or rehabilitation. It gives examples of different countries and states in the U.S. that have taken different approaches at resolving the problem. A notable psychological question at the center of this is which is better at producing positive change in humans. To begin, pregnant women using drugs is a serious concern because it poses risks to the baby's development, it increases the likelihood of birth complications, and it reflects deeper issues like addiction, trauma, and lack of support for the child. There are different approaches to this serious issue. Some people think these mothers need to face legal punishment, like arresting the woman or removing the child after birth. Other people think that these mothers need to be put into a rehabilitation place, which would focus on medical treatment and therapy rather than punishment. So, is punishment or rehabilitation better at producing positive change? It's psychologically proven that generally people learn best through positive reinforcement because it creates positive association with learning, it increases motivation, and fosters lasting, desirable behaviors, which is more effective than punishment. I think rehabilitation is the best solution for positive change. Rehabilitation focuses on healing and growth and encourages long-lasting, self-motivated changes. While punishment, on the other hand, may work short-term, and also punishment does a good job at setting the tone that using drugs while pregnant is completely unacceptable. But ultimately, punishment just causes fear and avoidance. The mothers don't want to make that same mistake just so that they avoid being punished. So, therefore, it does not create a deep internal change. So overall, I think rehabilitation is the best approach to create positive change in humans. In relation to dealing with women who use drugs while pregnant, I believe that in order to have true, lasting change that protects both mothers and their children, I think they need to be rehabilitated rather than just punished. I think addiction is not a moral failure, but rather it's a health condition that requires compassionate treatment and support. So rehabilitation would best create positive change. Another question to examine is if change occurs most effectively through punishment, or does change occur most effectively through identifying an issue and providing support for the issue? I'm going to examine both and decide which is more effective. After doing some research, I found that punishment is based on the idea that people will avoid the negative consequences. Its goal is to discourage harmful behavior through fear or discomfort. Punishment can lead to people trying to hide the behavior instead of changing it. Punishment can lead to shame and doesn't address the root of why the behavior happened in the first place, like possible trauma that is causing the behavior. Punishment often just leads to short-term compliance and not deep transformation. On the other hand, I researched change through identifying the issue and providing support. This approach focuses on identifying the root cause of the behavior and offering help through therapy, education, addiction treatment, or mentorship. Its goal is to create conditions where a person can heal, learn, and grow. This approach leads to internal motivation to change. It encourages self-awareness and personal responsibility. It treats people with dignity and humanity, which increases cooperation. And it addresses the real issue, which creates long-term change. I think change occurs most effectively when the issue is identified and support is provided. It helps people understand the why behind their actions and gives them a tool to change. When people feel understood and supported, they're more likely to commit to long-term change. Next, we were asked to read the segment, The Importance of Play and Recess. And in the text, it presents several psychological benefits of unstructured play for children. Describe these benefits in your own words. So, children are able to explore the world and what catches their attention. It allows them for hands-on exploration of what interests them and what does not interest them. Unstructured play allows children to be free and use their imagination. They can do whatever activity they are in the mood for, rather than being forced to participate in a certain one. Unstructured play allows for kids to socialize and build friendships. They meet kids that find interest in the same things as them, as well as they learn from others as they are interacting with them. Unstructured play also gets kids outside and moving around, which is crucial for good health. Being locked inside all the time is not good, and unstructured play might be the only chance a kid gets to be outside each day. So I think unstructured play allows for kids to really find themselves and develop their personality even deeper. The next question was, what factors in modern life do you believe make it difficult for children to engage in unstructured play? So I think that nowadays social media has become so popular that kids are not used to playing in their free time. They spend more time looking at screens than actively exploring outside and interacting with kids around them. This may lead to them being reserved or feeling unsure of what to do whenever they get this free time for unstructured play. They haven't had the proper exposure to find what interests them, so they are left confused on what they should do. Also, kids' lives are overscheduled nowadays. Many children today are enrolled in numerous organized activities like sports teams, tutoring, music lessons, and more. This causes the kids' free time to be structured by adults. This leads to less time for kids to just be kids. Also, life is not as safe as it used to be. Parents can't just let their kids go explore the neighborhood or walk to their friend's house without the risk that something bad could happen without the risk that something bad could happen. This risk has increased tremendously, which is a very sad reality. Nowadays, unsafe environments have led to kids being limited to freely explore and use their imagination outside. The last question is, how can unstructured play bring positive change to children in the following areas: focus, physical health, social interactions, academics, and regulating emotions? Let's look at the positive impact play has on children's focus. Unstructured play helps develop the brain's mental skills used to focus, like remembering instructions and managing multiple tasks. Research shows that children who engage in regular, spontaneous play, especially outdoors, show improved attention spans and better self-directed focus. Play strengthens the brain's ability to switch attention, filter distractions, and persist through challenges. Now, let's look at the positive impact play has on physical health. Unstructured play usually involves movement, like running, climbing, jumping, bouncing. This improves children's cardiovascular health, strength and coordination, and bone and muscle development. It also encourages kids that physical activity is fun. Let's look at the positive impact play has on social interactions. When kids engage in unstructured play with others, they practice communication, taking turns, sharing, resolving complex, and reading social cues. Pure play gives children the chance to figure things out themselves, which builds confidence and adaptability. Play helps children develop empathy, cooperation, leadership, and compromise. Now let's look at the positive impact play has on academics. While play isn't academic on the surface, it supports key foundations of learning, like improving language development, storytelling, and vocabulary through pretend play. It improves Math by counting in play. Play strengthens problem solving and critical thinking, which are essential for all subjects. Let's look at the positive impact play has on regulating emotions. Play provides a safe outlet for expressing and managing feelings like anger, fear, joy, and frustration. Play builds resilience by allowing children to take risks, fail safely, and try again. It helps reduce stress and anxiety, especially when play is outdoors or nature-based. Thank you for listening.